got you climbing up walls. Man, your life is a mess. You used to wear the pants, now you're wearing a dress. You feel like enough is enough, and you're tired of wearing the handcuffs. Cause you no longer run your own house. You wanna be a man again. Come and join Mouse. Mouse, 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 Mouse. What's up, everybody?
What up?
Welcome to the Mouse Show. Men organize unity to save Earth. You know, it's been a while since we explained what the show's about.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah, so I think I better explain just in case there's somebody that haven't seen it before and this is their first time. This show is basically a show like, let's say, for instance, we're the people that are looking at the Titanic sail away, right? And we know that Titanic gonna hit an iceberg. And we're trying to let people know, hey man, you better not go east. You might want to go west, because otherwise you're going to run into an iceberg. We're trying to stop the disaster before it happens.
That's a good analogy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a real good analogy.
And so that's what men organized unity to save Earth is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that need some saving. And I'm not, Captain Saver, you know what. But I'm just saying, there's people out there that need a little bit of help. We just trying to help you out. That's all. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to live their life or nothing. Just trying to open up some eyes. That's all I'm trying to do.
The Titanic. I mean, what happened there is not funny, but how he put it in the analogy is funny as heck.
But yeah, anyway, I'm King Ricky.
And I'm Barry.
And I want to say this show today is going to probably make a lot of women a little hot under the collar. But oh well, I'm not here to make everybody happy.
Can't be everybody's friend.
Can't
That's
be
for
everybody's
sure.
friend. This show today is a question that I've asked myself, and I've talked to you about it. Why are women so easily conned?
You know, it's interesting because, they supposed to have, they call it Mother Nature.
Yeah.
They call it woman's intuition.
Yep.
But when they are in love or care about somebody so much, all that women's intuition goes out the window.
Out the window.
And all kind of logic goes out the window, and they subject themselves to be used in ways that's crazy.
And I think like every woman on the planet has probably went with a man that has calmed them in some kind of way.
I think so.
Because every woman that I've been friends with and I've talked to on a personal level, they've all said they had to do it like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
How can you get yourself in a position where if you got all this great intuition and stuff, there's people who are conning you?
You know what's tripped me out too, man, is how the guy who is the conner is the one who usually gets away, that they don't see it coming.
Exactly.
But a guy who's smart, who is the right guy, he must be up to something.
Exactly. If you're honest and forthright and you try to, come at people with the truth, they don't believe you.
Nope.
I always say, people believe a lie before they believe the truth.
For sure.
And it's sad that that happens. But it's the way human beings are built. But I wanted to tell you about a couple of stories I saw, man. And, because people get mad, oh, women ain't easy to con. Well, guess what? Listen to these stories right here.
Yes, they are.
I saw this one about this lady who said she had been having issues with men, right? And so one day, she was a teacher. And so she said, oh, I'm looking for a job. And I'm applying for this one job. She's telling her friend, right? And, oh, I met this wonderful guy and this, that, and the other. This dude was a principal. He had a doctorate degree. And she was like, oh, he got money and he has a doctorate degree and this, that, and the other. She's all happy, right? Because she said before this, she had been having problems with men to where men would lie to her and say they had money, they didn't have money. And, they were just lying all the time to her and they wasn't who they appeared to be, right?
So she just believed him because he was a doctor?
Yeah. And so she decides, oh, she going to go out with the dude. He was on her a little bit. So she goes, okay. She bragging to her friend, oh, yeah, girl, we end up doing the do in the bathroom.
In the bathroom?
Yeah.
Do you know how long she knew him?
Probably a few months.
In the bathroom where? The restaurant?
At school.
At school?
Yeah, where they both
Where they were.
Yeah, so the thing is, though, she was bragging like, oh, yeah, girl, we did the do and this, that, and the other. And, oh, girl's like, man, y'all got it going on over there. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be laughing because it's not a good ending.
Okay,
But
that's what I'm
anyway,
waiting for.
Yeah, so they did all this stuff, right? So one day she's like, oh man, she gets pregnant. Yeah, and she's like, oh man, I'm pregnant. This, that, and the other. So she tried to get a hold of dude one day. Guess what? She couldn't get a hold of him.
What happened to him?
She's like, where is he at? What's going on? She somehow, well, let me back up a little bit.
Okay.
He told her that he had been married, but him and his wife was living in the same house, but they're going through a divorce. And while they're going through the divorce, they're still living together.
Oh man.
Yeah. So now she buys into that story, right? And so she somehow finds his wife's Facebook and find out dude's on a trip with his wife.
No surprise.
And then she was like, oh my gosh, this guy's out on a trip with his wife. I think they went on a cruise or something. And then she started doing more investigating. She started digging. She said, oh, this is suspicious. So she does some digging. She finds out his address. Goes to his address. He lives in a trailer.
What? Wow, a trailer?
Yeah, she thought he had a big old house. You know, yeah, she started fantasizing. Thought he had this big old house.
Yeah.
She's about to live a good life because everybody else lied to her. And find out he's in a trailer. So then he gets back from his trip. She confronts him. He's like, okay, let's meet up. They meet up. The woman disappeared.
What? Oh, he did something to her.
Yes.
Oh man.
Off the lady, man.
Because he didn't want his wife to find out.
He had another woman pregnant.
While she was pregnant, he
Yes.
offed her.
And not only that, we're not finished.
More to the story?
He had another girlfriend
At the same time?
at the same time.
At the same school?
No,
Okay.
but he had two girlfriends and a wife. So that means he conned 3 women. And this is why I say, why are women easily conned?
You know, statistically, man, I know, like in the United States, statistically, there's only like about 15-20% of the men who are with all the women, right?
Really?
Statistically. And then
Wow.
like 70% of the men ain't getting none, and the rest of the
70%.
the 70% have to 70% of the men who are on dating sites ain't getting none.
Wow.
10-15% of the men may be getting most of them. So when men join dating sites, and I have before in the past, I'm not going to sit up here and lie, but men who join dating sites, they're literally just paying those people's salaries.
That's
because
crazy.
they'll go again and again and again and again and sign up. But the women have already chosen like a small percentage of the men. And this is not just dating sites. This is actually in the world too. There's a small percentage of men who actually are screwing all the women. That's
crazy.
percentage. That's how it works.
I'm not surprised.
And it's men just like that.
Those are the ones. Exactly. I want to tell you about another story too. And you may remember this story. This is like 2 years ago. There's this correction officer in Alabama. Her name was Vicky White. Do you remember that?
I remember the story.
Yeah, she was messing with, she had helped this dude named Casey White break out of prison. Now, this lady had earned 4 Employee of the Year awards, and she had been on the job for 17 years. How do you let a dude that's doing 75 years influence you into helping to break him out of prison?
It's
Tell me that ain't being kind, man.
right.
That ain't even all of it. I'm sure you know the story, but I'm gonna tell this.
Nah, yeah. I don't know the full story, so you enlighten me.
Okay, so not only this happens, this lady sells her house, and I think
See, I didn't know this.
Yeah, she had got like $90,000, $90,000 like cash. Tried to go on the run with the dude, right? Eventually, after I think it was 11 days, they caught up to the two. The lady tells him to get out and run. She commits suicide, and they found $29,000 on her. You did all this for a 2-week period, not even a full 2 weeks of time, with some inmate loser who wasn't never getting out of prison.
And you murked your own self?
Yes,
That's crazy.
I know. Tell me that's not being conned. Because how can some dude talk you and even helping him escape, first of all, and then hooking up with him to do all this crazy stuff? Like, how can you do that, Barry? You think you'll do that? Give up your whole career and life?
It ain't
some girl that's locked up.
It ain't no piece of nothing. I done had a good amount, right, in my life, right? It ain't nothing that good, homie.
That's what I'm talking about.
It ain't nothing that good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing. Man. It could never be all of a sudden I penetrate this one, and then all of a sudden I just lose my mind. Nah, homie, that's David Copperfield magic. That don't exist. That don't exist. That don't exist.
Oh, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe it, man. I said, wow, you did all that hard work, earned all these credentials, you know what I'm saying? And just to lose it all in a 2-week period over this fool.
Yeah, you wonder, like, there's something probably psychologically that was going on with her. I know she wasn't a very attractive woman.
Right.
But who did you say no to?
Yeah.
like there was somebody who was serious.
Probably trying to get with her, huh?
Trying to get with you.
And she's like, no.
Yeah. And it trips me out about a lot of the women who mess with inmates like that, dude. Like you have a guy who got life and he's never getting out.
Never getting out.
But you have his baby, you get pregnant by him, you marry him. Like, what is wrong? There's too many single men out here that you can find real whatever you're looking for. If you're not going to find happiness if you're not happy. But if you're looking to be with somebody in a relationship and you choose an inmate.
Hey, what about that? Have you ever listened to that show on the radio on Sundays? They play slow songs.
I don't think so.
Okay, dude passed away a couple years ago, but they be having these dedications.
Oh, yes, I know.
Yeah, so
I know what you're talking about.
The girls be like, "This is Angel Eyes. I'm sending this shout out to my papa, devil in Corcoran State Prison. I know you got 99 years plus another 25 for the gun charge, but I'll be here waiting."
Stop it. Are you serious? Oh.
I'll be like, what is wrong with these women?
Wow.
This dude is never getting out of prison.
He ain't coming close.
He don't even have a chance. And you're in love and waiting. What? Tell me that ain't being con, man.
Man, I heard of women wanting something that they can't have. Yes, that's being con to answer your question.
Yeah.
I've heard of women wanting something that they can't have, but come on, dude. I mean, it's within reason wanting something you can't have. But this is an absolute, definite, no way you will ever have something like this.
Exactly. And there's a comedian, he always asks the question, who raised you anyway? You know what I mean? And that's one of those who raised you questions.
Yeah.
Because something is wrong with you, man. You're going to wait on a person like that?
That's insane. There's some mental issues going on, dude. Something is going on, man.
Something's really wrong with you, for real.
You telling dudes that, no, I got a boyfriend and he in jail for 99 or 130 years, 125, 124 years.
You'll be there waiting.
Wow. Man.
Even with good behavior, he got to do about 75. I mean,
yeah. Oh.
And if he's 30, you might as well forget it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, man. I want to tell you about another story, too, man. Mm-hmm. I got this from off the website. I was looking at one day, and there was this reporter named James Gordon of the Daily Mail wrote a story about this lady. He said it was on a Netflix show called Too Hot to Handle Germany. I've never heard of it. Mm-mm. She married a guy in prison who she met through a social media website. And you know what she said? You know how they have these websites where people want to write prisoners to make them feel good?
Yeah, I've heard of those.
It was one of those deals. And she said, you know what attracted her to the guy?
What?
He liked poetry.
Wow. He liked poetry. You couldn't find somebody who had led a regular life who liked poetry?
I guess
you had to go there to find that, huh?
Yeah, this is the crazy part about it. Like, she married the guy after 6 weeks of communication.
6 weeks. We already talked. Well, we ain't get to that topic, I don't think, yet, but we will.
Yeah. But they would talk for hours at a time on the phone. Oh, and she knew that she was in love after 6 weeks.
Oh, man.
I'm like, are you serious? They said she's a successful real estate agent. I was like, what the heck? And dude, this is August of 2024. He don't get out till December 2025.
Man, you know, it's crazy, dude. Like, I mean, being single, and I love being single, but being single, I mean, dude, you might have to, if you're single and you're not dating anybody, these are just the statistics that for me, I don't know about anybody else, but if you're single and you're not dating somebody and actually you're dating people and then, you know, most of them are going to ghost you, most of them aren't interested. It might take you meeting 50 people to actually meet one who might go out with you for more than like a couple of dates.
Right.
And you in prison?
I know.
And you getting it?
Is that crazy?
More than a man who's out working hard, who's living a legal lifestyle.
But what's the title of the show? Women Easily Conned.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to con you guys, but we do want you to do what, Barry?
Man, we want you guys. I was just, I was kind of, I heard you.
You got stuck.
Yeah, man. I was just thinking about like, man, dude, I can't believe. Well, I can, but I can't. I mean, I know it exists.
Yeah.
But I know you guys can't too, man. Y'all was probably tripping off me a second ago, man. But look, y'all need to like, subscribe, comment, and share this podcast, Mouse ENT, on YouTube, because man, this is the kind of stuff you're going to hear.
Yep.
And I know you guys are amazed too about hearing stuff like this.
Yeah, we got a lot more good stuff just like that coming up.
Man, I'm sure like there's a lot, like you were saying earlier though, there is probably a lot of women out there who have maybe not messed with an inmate, somebody who got 30 years, but they've had some interesting experiences with guys who they should have never been with.
For sure, man. You hear it all the time. Dude, I've heard it so many times you won't believe it. It's incredible. I was going to tell you about another story too. I actually watched this for myself on TV about a week ago. There was this woman who got this job, right? She was married. She got a job. She started working with this young dude. She was like late 20s, almost 30. This young dude's probably 21, 22, right? She started hanging out with him and his friend. They started doing drugs, drinking, and stuff like that at work. Eventually, guess what? The lady starts messing around with the young dude. She's married now, and her husband have 2 kids. Now, guess what happens? She started complaining to the dude about her husband. So guess what? Now,
don't tell me.
You know what's going to happen.
Yes, I do.
Start saying we should get rid of him. This dude is walking out of his job in the parking lot. This young dude ambushes him, and you know what happens.
So I know they found the guy who did it and the wife. So what did they get?
Well, let me tell you this first. The dude and his friend tried to run to Mexico. Well, I don't know why everybody think they could do that. But they caught him like 4 hours after this stuff happened, which I was so happy. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
And they end up, him and his friend got 50 years. I was clapping. Like, that's what they get.
What about?
She got 26 or 27 years.
Was that worth it?
That's what I want to know, man.
Like, do you even think about the consequences of your actions when you decide to even do something like that, execute something like that? Like, I love my freedom, and I've never been to jail, but I don't even like seeing somebody and them telling me what to do. I couldn't have another grown man telling me what to do 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in this, but I would probably hang myself if I had 50 years.
Damn, that's a long time.
If I had 50 years and somebody had to tell me what to do.
You can do it?
I don't think so, man.
I can do it, but I sure don't want to. I'm
50 years?
I know, that's a long time.
I don't know if I could, at this age, I don't know if I could do that, man. Dude, I don't care what you believe in, what faith or whatever. Yeah. Man, that wouldn't be good enough for me to keep me strong, man. 50 years?
I know, man.
But look, I love my freedom, dude. So doing something like that for somebody over love or over something physical, man, that's something is wrong. That's weird.
Because even at his age, dude's in the early 20s, he might get out by the time he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Or close to 60 or maybe 60. But you spent all the best years of your life in prison. Matter of fact, I plan on doing a prison show later and having a interview with somebody that's done a lot of time in prison and talk to them about prison life. But I can't imagine doing something like that. And what did you get out of it?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. As a matter of fact, let me say this real quick. While we're talking about people being kind, I want to just say to people out there, there's a lot of scammers out there too.
Yeah.
There's women who will try to scam you through things like PayPal. And even though PayPal is a legitimate site, they'll try to convince you to send them money through friends and family. If they do not do it.
Nope.
Tell you that right now. Don't go through friends and family to send somebody money because it's all just a scam most of the times. Unless you really, really know the person for real, I wouldn't do it. And you said that they do that on dating websites too, right?
Yeah, man. I remember a few years ago there was a problem going on dating sites do where the women will ask you for an Amazon gift card. That game has passed, but there was a moment in time where they'll ask you for an Amazon gift card. Not only women, but men would do it to women too on dating sites. They would ask for Amazon gift cards. You go to the store, put something on an Amazon gift card. Yeah, or they'll give you a sob story about needing some money. You know, they'll be nice and saying they're looking for a wife or looking for a husband. They'll tell you everything you want to hear, right? That's too just too good to be true.
Yeah.
And then that's when they'll ask you for some money. They'll set you up and then ask you for some money.
But the thing is, on Amazon gift cards, they just buying stuff through Amazon, or
I don't know
you can't
exactly.
cash the money in, can you?
I don't know well, no, I guess they would just buy whatever they needed. I don't know exactly how it worked, but they would have you go purchase a gift card and then you'll give them the number to the gift card. And I guess they had some kind of scam where they could use the card without
Or
actually
maybe they
having
sold
it.
it to somebody. Say if they get a $200 gift card, but give you $150.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, dude, like they say, man, you build a better mousetrap, the mouse just gets smarter.
Yep.
Because, man, this age we're in with computers and everything, dude, you would think that it would be like foolproof.
Yeah.
But it gets worse. There's always going to be somebody who won't be able to figure and scam people out of something, no matter how smart the technology is.
Definitely. Have you ever talked to a woman that's told you about something that happened to her, how she got conned any kind of way?
I can't think of a definitive story, like right offhand. I can't think of one. But what trips me out about the whole thing, dude, is like, I just don't understand how you could just be an innocent person and you could be a really good, genuine dude living your life, and a woman will, if she's assuming, she'll catch you in a lie like that if you're an innocent guy.
Yep.
If you tell her the truth all the time and you're honest, she'll be able to figure all that out, dude. But with somebody who, when she know who's conning her, she acts dumb.
They don't know that's the problem, though. You know what I mean?
I couldn't imagine somebody being that naive, but yeah, some of them don't.
What did I say before, though? Like, people will believe a lie before they believe the truth. That's human nature, man. I mean, I remember I would try to go out with girls. You know how you go through different phases of your life?
Yeah.
When I was dating girls a lot, and I was like, just saying whatever, and I didn't care, that's when I had all the girls. When I was trying to be Mr. Honest, it said nobody wants to go out with me. And I stopped being Mr. Honest real fast. I realized it. Okay, they ain't feeling this, so I'm going back to the old me. That's what I did.
Man, you know, you were talking about if I knew anybody personally, but I was just thinking about this story that I was looking up not too long ago about this guy. He was a DJ down south somewhere, right? And he happened to be Caucasian. And he was a DJ. He played mainly hip hop, you know, in hip hop clubs and stuff. He had a lot of black friends. He had pictures with black guys. Man, they said that he infected 900 black women with HIV.
Whoa.
900 women with
That's
HIV.
a lot of women, man.
And he only wound up getting 15 years.
He should have got life.
Yeah, 15 years is all he got.
Okay, he went out with 900, but did they say he actually infected the 900, or he just went out with 900?
You know, I briefly read the story and I did a little bit of investigation, but no, 900 is what he penetrated and infected.
Oh, wow. He shouldn't even be getting out of prison.
Yeah, and the reason why he did it was because he wanted them to give it to black men.
Oh, that's dirty.
So he's a DJ playing hip hop music, dressing in hip hop clothes, singing hip hop lyrics, but he infected these women so they can get HIV to black men.
That's not right, man.
Yeah.
I don't even see how you can feel right as a human being doing some stuff like that.
And sometimes, man, you know, we can't be conned by appropriators.
Yeah.
Like, just because you see somebody of another race who talking the talk, who dressing a certain way, who listening to the music, who driving a car, that don't necessarily mean they down with you and your culture.
Exactly.
They could just be appropriating, being fake about it. And, you know, once this has been around for a long time, the culture we're in now with the dress and all that. But once this is over with, they're going to jump to the next one and forget about that culture that they was representing, or so-called thinking they were representing.
Wow. I hate hearing that, man. That's bad news right there.
Yeah, dude. And who did they say no to? Like this,
That's
and you
true.
see the dude, man, he just looked weird.
Wait, I want to know this. Like, what did he say to all these women that made them say, I'm going to sleep with this guy?
Yeah.
That's I want to know.
Yeah.
For real. Man, that's a lot of women, man.
That,
Whoa, that is a lot.
I mean, you figure like if you put it into numbers, there's 365 days in a year.
Yeah.
So you literally like, is that 3 women a day?
Well, depending on how much time you're talking about.
You
You know what I
know?
mean? If you talk about a year or 2 years, it don't matter. There's
Right.
a lot of women. No matter, you can say 3 years, one different woman a day in 3 years. That's still a lot.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I can't even see somebody sleeping with somebody different every single day. How do you even sleep with a different woman every single day 900 times?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But man,
Yeah.
even if he did it every 2 weeks or once a week, like 3 women a week, you know,
That's a
that's
lot.
still a lot. It don't
Yeah,
matter.
that's a lot.
Even if it's over 3 or 5 year period, just think, I mean, that's a lot of women, period. And,
Yeah.
And why did all of them say yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part I want to know.
I mean, looking at him, this is stupid. But looking at him, I can see when I look at it, because none of them were dimes.
Right.
Looking at him and looking at them, oh, he act black.
That ain't good enough, man.
No, it's not.
And not only that, he probably got a couple dimes in there. Because I know, I'm
Probably
sure
somewhere.
He didn't see all 900. But
Nah.
he probably got stuck some dimes in there. But just think about something that's really dangerous is he slept with them 900. If he affected them, just think how many men the 900 women are sleeping with.
Yeah.
Man, and then the people that's sleeping with, man, that's dangerous, bro.
Dude, that's almost like genocide of a race.
It is.
Because I mean, how many people that they can infect?
Yep. Exactly.
That can be really detrimental.
It could. It could.
Really, really detrimental.
Man, did you have a bonehead today?
Yeah. I was I do have one. And it's crazy, man. Like, this is a woman, she's on
Wait. You forgot something.
Oh, what is it time for? What did you ask me?
Yeah, you didn't say what.
The bonehead segment.
Okay, now I think we're ready.
Now we're ready. Yeah, we got to have that.
So you
to
still
jumpstart
mad
it.
at old boy?
Yeah, I was just, I was thinking about him and thinking about this lady I'm about to talk about, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude. She met a guy on a website, this woman down south. She's a truck driver. She met a guy on the website and he told her everything she wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Everything she wanted to hear. She said she wanted to get married. She don't want to be dating people anymore. She wanted to build a future with somebody, maybe have another baby.
Okay.
So they start dating, and he asked her to be his wife after 2 months. So that's a red flag right there.
Yes.
That's a huge red flag.
Yes, it is.
She accepted it because she was so desperate and she wanted to get married, right? And have another child because she already had one.
Okay.
So, they hanging out and stuff, and she not really knowing exactly what his real residence is. Somehow, he's supposed to be like, a doctor or a lawyer, but he wasn't. He wind up getting hold of one of her credit cards and put $30,000 on it.
Whoa.
On one of her credit cards. So she found out about the charges, and she contacts some of his people. And his sister, she wind up contacting his sister, and she told the sister the story about how quick they got engaged.
Uh-huh.
And the sister was like, you engaged him? She was like, the last 3 women he dated, he asked all of them to marry him in 2 or 3 months. So that's when she found out he was a scammer. So the social media site that she met him on, he's still active meeting other women. Some women have contacted her and said that I met this guy. So he's out there at large, still dating women. She never got her $30,000 back.
Dang. That's crazy.
Any man, right, who wants to say he will get married to a woman in 2 months, that's a huge, unless there's 2 excuses I may have for a man who wants to get married in 2 months. If there was a meteor about to strike in about 3 months, okay, maybe I can understand, right? Strike the earth and that's it for us, right?
Yeah.
Or if you're 80 years old,
Yeah.
80, 90 years old.
Right.
But outside of that, if he's of normal age like us, no man ain't trying to get married no 2 months unless he that's a scam, dude.
That is.
A woman too.
Wait, what happened to women's intuition? Because they always bring that up, but they only bring it up, have you noticed, when they catch somebody doing something wrong?
Yeah.
All of a sudden they go, oh yeah, my women's intuition told me that. But you don't never have the intuition to realize you're dealing with a con man.
Or even your faith, because why the spirit always tell you something good, but it never tells you something bad.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yep.
Like if I walk out of my house and I slip on a banana peel, that ain't the devil. Somebody just walked by my door eating a banana and they dropped the banana peel, right? But some people would think that, okay, if I walked out of my house and I slipped on a banana peel, that's just the devil. Somebody.
Maybe the guy that dropped the banana peel was the devil.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so
I'm gonna make somebody slip on the banana peel today.
yeah. So why didn't your spirit tell you about this con artist?
Yeah, I feel you.
Whatever faith you believe in, I'm not particularly picking out one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Ugh.
So
This is
that
crazy,
person gets
man.
the Bonehead Award.
Yes. Thanks, man. You ought to be doing these, brother. You remember everything. Yes. So, ma'am, wherever you are, I hope you got your money back, but I just have to give you the Bonehead Award. You gets it. Congratulations.
You got it.
She got it.
You know what you reminded me of? You reminded me of a story I seen today before we even came here, man.
What?
Yeah, I was watching something on TV, right? This lady says this guy walking to the place she works at. She works at a restaurant, right? He had a little badge on the side right there, like he was some kind of cop or something. I don't know. He said, "Oh, this is what I do on the weekends." And so then he was like to her and her friend, "Hey, you know what? You guys are pretty women. Like, what are you doing working here? You could do so much better. This, that, the other, right?" So she said the dude kept coming in there. Boom, boom, boom. Next, you know, they start going out. He's like, "You should have a much better life than this and that." So they start going out. Next, you know, he asked her to marry her too in a short period of time. Asked her to marry him. And they got married. It was probably a couple months too. And guess what? They was like the other story I told, living in a trailer. Homeboy took it to his house. It was a trailer. And she said every day he was leaving with a briefcase, said he was some kind of business executive. And he didn't even have
A job. I knew it. But why wouldn't you? You know, I've never actually, I don't think I've ever dated a woman who didn't have some kind of an idea of what I did for a living.
Yeah.
And she kind of knew it because it was proven.
Yep. But
You
man,
didn't even think about?
That ain't even all though.
Okay.
He started being brutal to the woman, like beating on her. She said he headbutted her one day and she blacked out. He headbutted her so hard. Then she ended up having a baby by the guy. But guess what else happened? This is crazy. This dude started messing around with a 14-year-old kid. And he was in a small town, so people start talking like, "Hey, what's going on with old boy and old little kid?" Because he was around her too much, right? Then they brought some charges up on the dude. He ended up going to prison. Guess what? 5 other wives popped out the woodwork.
Ex-wives.
I think he was still married. I think he was a bigamist. I think he was still married to all of them. He had like 5 or 6 other wives, man. He ended up getting like 75 years in prison or something. But guess what? They all got conned by the same man. They said when he was with them, he would wear naval uniforms and stuff like that. Tell about he was in the service.
It worked. Man. Dang.
All of them got conned by the same dude, and this is why we're doing the show. Why are women easily conned?
Man, and there's some out there right now saying, "Hey, ain't happened to me."
Yeah, they probably with a con man right now.
Probably.
And they believe everything he says.
Everything.
He's full of BS.
Yep. Like if he's such a good dude, you should have never met him.
Exactly.
Somebody else would already took care of that.
Yeah, he would have been locked up. Not literally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else would already be kicking it with him because a good man's not going to get away.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, you know, something ain't right. Like,
Man.
but anyway, man, this kind of brings us to the 10 mouse commandments.
Yes.
Something we think that people need to listen to. Because if y'all women start listening, y'all might not get conned.
Yeah, that's true.
You might get mad about these commandments, but you know, they'll help you out a lot.
Yeah, you know how like they used to tell you back in the day to always read women romance books. That way you'll know how to talk to women. They need to kind of study us so they can learn too.
Exactly.
You know, man. Mouse commandment number 1: Thou shalt not ever let a woman tell you how to drive.
Mouse commandment number 2: Thou shalt not ever hold your wife's purse or woman while she's shopping.
No, don't do that. Mouse commandment number 3: Thou shalt not ever, and I mean ever, wear pink.
Never.
No.
Mouse commandment number 4: Thou shalt not ever wear skinny jeans or sag pants past your butt.
I wonder if a guy, whoever was wearing skinny jeans or sag pants, conned a woman. Probably.
If they did, that's sad.
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they have.
For sure.
Yep.
Man, mouse commandment number 5: Thou shalt not ever, and I mean ever, say,
What?
happy wife, happy life.
That's interesting. Because, you know, I got to say it on my own.
What was that?
Plenty of loving makes a happy husband.
Yeah, I guess that last story you told us, man, he was getting plenty of loving.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. Whoa.
Mouse commandment number 6: Thou shalt not ever wear makeup, fingernail polish, or women's underwear.
Oh man. Wow. That would be a trip if one of those guys that we were just talking about, if they did like wearing women's underwear. That would be a trip. I wouldn't be surprised.
People like that. They'd be a little crazy though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
They all kind of stuff going on.
Yeah, for
a little
real.
closet with women's clothes in it, something like that.
Man,
Mouse commandment number 7: Thou shalt not ever constantly text or call his woman to check in.
that is so true. You should not do that because it's going to lead to other things, which is the reason why I'm about to read Mouse commandment number 8 right now. Thou shalt not ever give your woman the password to your cell phone.
Do you think that they had the password to his cell phone?
Nah.
I don't look
I don't
like
think
it.
so. Them con artists, man, they don't be giving up no info. That's why the women don't know nothing about them. They're mysterious.
That's crazy, man. I wonder if he had more than one cell phone.
Yeah, matter of fact, what's funny is that you said that because that's how I forgot to mention this part. She busted him with the 14-year-old because he had a phone that he had pictures of him kissing on the girl that he left at home. And the phone rang. She's like, "Whose phone is that?" And she picked it up and looked at it. It's his phone. And pictures of him with the girl in there.
Dang.
Yep.
So he had more than one, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. That's insane. Mouse commandment number 9: Thou shalt not ever let a woman treat him like a child.
That's the bad one. Because all these things wrapped up in one thing ends up equaling you being treated as a child.
Yep.
Because somebody's saying, "I need your password. I need you to wear your clothes like this, and I need you to drive like this, and I need you to do all these things that we're talking about."
Yep.
You're being treated like a child.
Do you think that any of these con artists was treated like a child at any point?
Nah.
No, you think they were running things
Yeah. They might have started off.
just to reel her in, just to reel her in?
Yeah. But yeah. I think when the person's a con artist like that, they get all the women, they're not doing that stuff, and that's why they got the women. They're not doing all that stuff, man. You know what I mean?
They refuse to.
Exactly. Because women say, "I don't like people like this, I don't like people like that." The very people that say they don't like men to act like is the ones they be with.
That's true. Because it's interesting, dude. Like, if you look at, you're exactly right. If you look at just about every woman that I've ever dated, when she tells you kind of guys she like, and you look at her, the guys she's actually dated, they're never like the ones
Never like
she's
the
looking
ones
for.
they say. Never did they like. Never.
Yeah.
And finally, Mouse commandment number 10: Thou shalt not ever.
Ever.
Sorry about that microphone.
Ah,
You know, I had to
yeah, shake it.
ever wife up a woman with a high body count.
You think any of those women had high body counts?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be either.
But you know what's crazy? Like men like that, women will dedicate themselves to a man like that.
Do you think he cared if they had high body counts?
Not as much as he was getting.
For real.
He probably wouldn't have liked it though, because they be real jealous too sometimes. Them type of dudes.
Yeah.
So he probably would have flipped out
Narcissistic, huh?
and headbutted a couple of them or something.
Man, headbutting a woman.
I know, is that crazy?
He probably scared enough to even square up on a man, or you gonna headbutt a woman.
Yeah, you know, people like that, they be weak, man. It's just that, unfortunately, they know how to calm women. But we want to say, if you want to be like that guy, do not go by any of these women.
No. Right.
But if you want to be a man again,
Come and join Mouse.